good day to stay on. Now's your chance.
Hello and welcome back to the TNC podcast, episode number 71. How are we all doing? A little bit of a different podcast today. We are filming straight after the Derby game. We'll get onto that in a minute. Boys, good Christmas?
Yeah, very quiet, chilled.
Turkey?
Plenty of.
Turkey crown?
Turkey crown, obviously.
Yeah,
turkey
popular.
Crown. Yeah, turkey crown.
And Chris, you were cooking Christmas dinner for the family this year. How did it go?
Monumentally well.
Did it?
Yeah, kudos to the Killick clan for doing that for me completely. Yeah,
Nice
bit depressed now, though.
Yeah, this is the weird part between Christmas and New Year, isn't it? Where no one really knows the day of the week.
We all sound
what the date
absolutely
is.
fucked, by the way.
my voice is broken completely.
I'm just...
Right, let's start with what we've just witnessed.
How are we going to do this? Because we're all on the floor right now.
I'm on absolutely...
By the way, Manson, good to have you along, mate. Good to have you along.
Yeah.
So, Norwich City 3, Derby County 4.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Floodlights going off for 20 minutes. That wasn't ideal.
No.
Manson, let's do this chronologically, shall we?
Yeah.
Let's go from the start and let's have a look at the team. The injuries all over the shop. That's never going to help,
ideal.
is it?
No. Injuries all over the shop aren't ideal. Obviously, you've got Godfrey playing out of place, but
He was brilliant.
He
was brilliant today, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was, and you have to make do with what you've got. And this squad, I think most fans going into this game are pretty confident that even with a makeshift defence, makeshift squad with all depleted players, and that we were going to get a result today. And well.
Yeah, I mean, Chris, that defence was makeshift with Jamal out and a few other injuries. But I mean, Zimmerman's played most of the season, Tim Close has, and Max Aarons has as well, and Godfrey's played a lot in recent weeks. But today it was woeful, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Defensively.
Yeah, I do. Someone raised a quite an interesting point and perspective on Twitter to me just a few minutes ago, saying that actually it might have potentially been the midfield didn't relieve a lot of the pressure on the defence. But you only have to look at today, their 4 goals, Derby's 4 goals. By the way, kudos to Derby because they hung on in there. They pressured us well. They were high tempo, full of energy throughout. Hit us on the break effectively, I would say. Surprisingly, with Richard Keogh, they actually managed to survive our attack for long periods. They took their chances. We lost that game of football today. We absolutely threw it away. We made 4. I mean, you can't, to concede 2 set pieces is worse enough, but I mean Zimmerman's mistake for their 4th today to seal the win for Derby was stinking, and there's all. And I do have the opinion that we'll view the bigger picture after this, but I seriously think Daniel Farke should get Grant Hanley back in the team, and that's me not overreacting to today as a whole. I think that we need experience, more experience in our defence now, because when you've got Godfrey in there, you've got Max, who's of course excellent, but there is immaturity there. And they've both been brilliant, but you do need to flavour that with experience. And today we didn't have enough of that. I thought that Tim was okay, but today Zim had a stinker on a couple of occasions, and ultimately it was those mistakes that lost us all of the points.
I mean, Manson, let's go from the start though. The first 30 minutes. Let's not forget we were 2-0 up. We were electric.
We were. Yeah.
I was so impressed with the press and Mario and Tete in the middle. I thought were very good, and it was relentless, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was some of the best football I've seen at Carrow Road this season. That first 30 minutes.
Yeah, it was great, and that's exactly what we wanted. We were talking about, me and Connor were saying we just want a comfortable game. Well, we get a comfortable game. We didn't, but at that point, you're thinking, okay, we're 2-0 up. We're controlling the game. They didn't really have much in that first 30 minutes. No. Derby coming at us, we were onto them like bang 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 all the time, constantly at them, and it was great. And then obviously their goal went in, and
we just don't do the simple stuff.
No.
We do not do the simple stuff, and this isn't just the defence. If in doubt, kick it out, or any of that crap. I still don't think we're still not making the simple passes in the midfield. We're not making the simple passes.
They looked slightly overrun-tailed, didn't they, in the midfield?
I
thought Mario and Tete were both superb, by the way.
I thought Mario was brilliant.
Yeah.
I still don't buy Tete. I thought
he was good today.
I thought he was good, but there was still some real basic things that did not happen today.
Do you think it was their fault though?
I thought Derby were excellent, and I do need to give them credit. I thought they were excellent on the press, and I think against poorer teams, we'll be fine. But I think we've been complacent potentially with the way that we. But then we're missing key players. But again, you can't blame that. We made some awful errors today. Awful errors, embarrassing errors.
Manson, I suppose, I think at the moment we're all very downbeat through what we've just witnessed. Is there a worry that we've now conceded 7 goals in 2 games? I mean, Forest and Derby will both be up there this season. I've got no doubt about that. But 7 goals in 2 games isn't promotion form, is it?
It's not, no. And you can look at the defence. Last game we had what? Who did we have in defence last game in centre-backs? 2 Closer and Godfrey. Was it? No, Zimmerman and Godfrey.
Yeah.
No, was it?
Yeah, no.
Closer and Godfrey.
Closer
Yeah,
and
because
Godfrey.
Zimmerman pulled up, didn't he?
He had the shits.
Yeah, so I mean, we did have 2 experienced centre-backs in against Forest, and we had Jamal and Max, who have been on an incredible form this season, and we still conceded 3.
Yeah.
So you can look back to last week and then this week, and does it tell a story of our defence?
There's one potentially, but for me, there's one key thing that we're not doing, and it sounds so basic, but we tend to be reacting relatively fast going forwards in midfield, but our defence is so slow to react. I don't know how we combat that. I think that Tim Krul actually, despite having conceded that many goals, shipped that many goals in the last 2 games, I think Tim has actually sharpened up. There was one at his near post against Forest, which was slightly disappointing.
I'm not having a dig here, but did he actually make a save today?
Possibly, yes. But away from that, I still think from corners, it's not... Teams aren't heading in straight from a corner. We'll win it, but then we're too slow to react. It's a scramble. So I think we need to be a lot smarter in the way that we go about our defending. I think that... But it's tough to say. I mean, bigger picture... Let's push that to the side now. Individual errors cost us. Bigger picture is we're still second. We're lucky, thanks Leeds, thanks West Brom for any drawing. We're lucky with those results today. That is a blessing in disguise for us. It's a blip. Now, we go away to Brentford. No disrespect to Brentford, but you're a bit tin pot. You're very tin pot. They're tin pot.
We were trying to make friends with Brentford.
Yeah. Why? We've got to beat team. Anyway, we go away to Brentford and we've got to beat them. This is the time now to tell. Yeah. If we can hang around in the top 2 spots, by the end of Jan, I believe. But I'm still very grateful that we're in the playoffs in the first place. I think that we're in the mix. I think, was it Manson said we're now... What's our gap between us and the bottom of the playoffs? Is it 10 points?
It's 10 points, yeah.
Yeah? So it's very likely that we're going to be in the promotion mix. I think that we just need to be a wee bit more compact, a wee bit switched on. I think, Jack, you brought it up surprisingly before me today that Daniel Farker needs to make his subs earlier. Yeah. I thought Todd tied up probably too early today, but actually did he? Because he's a young, inexperienced player.
Nearly scored at the end there.
Nearly scored at the end. And by the way, I thought it was a decent performance, but he just tied up, and that's okay. I think that we now need to realise that actually, I think maybe that some of our young players, we are punching above our weight. With a lot of the players that we've got on the pitch, and I think that now is the time to try and bed in our backup. I thought Jordan Rhodes came on today, and he did what he always does. He puts the opponents on the back foot. That needs to be deployed earlier. If we do that earlier, we go on to win games of football.
And Manson, I think if we are going to take positives today, and of course there's always positives to take, the attacking force were frighteningly good, weren't they? I mean, Onel Hernandez.
Let's talk about him. He is unbelievable. He gets out of some positions you don't think you can get out of, and he's crawling on the floor. He'll get back up, and him running at any defender, they are going to absolutely, excuse my language, shit themselves.
That's all right. I've already lost the ad revenue in the first 30 seconds. Manson.
He is unbelievable. But then obviously you've got Emi Buendia to come back. Our attacking force is strong, and that is a positive.
And let's not forget, Chris, 2 goals for Pookie today. I think that's 15 now for the season.
He's flying, isn't he? He keeps delivering, as simple as that. And I don't... This is the thing, we're missing our so-called key players, but we've got the squad to cope with that. It's just down to individual errors. But, again, let's not beat the shit out of them today, because it was one poor... below key game. I mean, again, against Forest, it started to creep in. We're a wee bit tired. We got the draw that we needed, but it's only one bad result.
It's important today. Today's result is
I like
important.
That from you. I really like
important.
That from you.
In a good or bad way?
Both ways.
Okay.
Wake up call. Show your character next game.
Exactly.
How would you come back?
Reaction. It's so strange because now and I don't mean this in an arrogant way, but being completely arrogant, we've forgotten what it means what it means to lose. And as Manson said, let's now react to that and let's go and smash Brentford.
Let's talk about this Light situation because it was peculiar, wasn't it?
Weird.
80. I don't actually know. When did Pookie score? 81 minutes or something?
Around that region.
Yeah.
So Pookie bangs one in, and as it hits the net, the floodlight goes off.
Yeah.
Now, the brightness on the pitch didn't really change, but for whatever reason, the referees pulled the players off, and it felt like 20 minutes. Now, this is probably... I'm probably going to change this opinion in a couple of days, but I genuinely think if that light wouldn't have gone off, we wouldn't have lost. Because
I can't believe you've said that.
It's momentum, isn't it? It's momentum.
It is momentum. And Chris, you're 3-2 up. You've just scored.
You can't
you
blame.
see that out.
You cannot blame
Norwich City. See that out.
No, there'll be people at you screaming, shouting at you for this. That is stinking from you.
How
How dare you say the light lost us that game,
mate?
Jack,
this
the
is
light
coming
did
from
not-
a person.
Jack, the light did not cost us that game.
Let's take it back to when we played Hull.
Simple
you said
defensive
the
errors.
rain cost us points there.
What the hell?
You
No,
did-
it didn't. Don't you dare
no,
make things up.
You did.
No.
You said
That's
that it-
fraudulent.
No.
That's
you
fraudulent
said that
from you.
that it tampered with Farke's style
That's
of play.
defamatory from you. I've just made up that word.
Manson, you agree with me though, right? That light.
It stopped momentum, but it
did.
didn't
It
stop
stopped
Christoph
momentum.
Zimmerman from
It
kicking
stopped
into
momentum.
Rosette, did it?
Yeah, but when you stop, and you stop, and you have to come back out with
Okay.
it. Admittedly, they're professionals, and they should do their job, and they should finish it off.
They were fine.
No,
when
we
the
were
lights
no,
when the lights came
we-
on again, we were fine.
No, we weren't. We were so
It was
disjointed.
one individual error.
We were so disjointed. We lost
I
our
agree.
flow completely.
It's Rosette. Boys,
No.
boys, the light did not stop Christoph Zimmerman from thinking, do I need to kick this into Rosette? Yeah,
But Chris, what
I do.
happened, mate, was we were start. You know, it was almost that it was like the same as that last 20 minutes of the first half where we just collapsed and we couldn't keep hold of the ball.
Yeah.
And then at the start of the second half, we grew. We got the goal 3-2. We might have conceded another. It was a very open game.
But the light didn't
But
switch off from the
can
moment
you
that
listen
Christoph...
to me?
No, I can't, because it's ridiculous.
It's not, because we then came back out and we couldn't keep hold of the ball again because we'd lost our heads. And it just invites pressure on again. And that then means when
The
they've got a
light
lot of
invited
football
And by the
pressure
way,
on-
that is a lift for Derby, by the way, getting that break and thinking, okay, well,
Oh,
let's
yeah,
stop.
no,
let's,
no,
let's
absolutely.
the play stop. We can come back out and
But it was Christoph Zimmerman's individual error that cost us that last goal.
Yes,
Not the light.
yes, it did,
Not
but-
the light.
but-
The light didn't affect that.
But errors come from pressure.
We
being
had
on
the
you.
same break as Derby County.
Yes, we did, and
But
it came at the wrong time.
It came
Look,
at the completely the wrong time.
Wrong
For them-
time, we were
for them-
3-2 up.
Yeah, but for them it came at the right time. If
We
you're
were 3-2 up.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. The complete.
Daniel Farke could have made a substitution when Derby made the substitution, did he? No.
Should have, would have, could have.
I
Could
just-
have. Could have.
I just
Hang on,
think-
no. I'm going all in on both of you here because it's ridiculous. Daniel Farke could have brought on Tom Tribal.
He did, yeah.
He did, but did he bring him on? Did he bring him on at the same time as the Derby player?
No.
He didn't. Did he bring on another defender when he
so
could
we're
have
blaming
done?
Farke here.
Possibly. Don't blame the light. Do not blame the light. Daniel Farke could have. Yeah, you both know that you're on the back foot here. Bring on defensive players and see out that game of football. Christoph Zimmerman, Roy Bloody Zed.
But do you not agree, and don't butt in here, do you not agree that when you're 3-2 up and you're growing into a game, for it to stop and both teams to get that break and then come back out, that is obviously going to knock your momentum. It is.
Yeah, it is.
So there you go then, I'm right.
What do you mean you're right? You've blamed the light for losing this game.
I'm blaming the stoppage in momentum.
Ridiculous. I'll stand by it. Let us know in the comments below whose side you're on with this.
Let's go back a few days. Nottingham Forest. That was carnage as well. 3-3. I mean, this week
Oh my
has
God.
This week has been carnage.
this week has messed up my brain. I'm full of like beer and turkey and stuffing and full of
I'm all over
goals.
the place here. My head's gone.
Yeah.
So let's quickly go back to Nottingham Forest. We were 3-0 down.
3-0 down.
3-0.
I mean, that was all car crash defending as well.
See, this is the thing as well, is that when we were saying this on the way in to the studio, that the amount of times that we've done what Derby have done
Yeah. It
to
hurts,
our
yeah.
opposition. So again, let's realise that actually we're probably due this as well, if you want to go on that kind of luck side of things. You know, Nottingham Forest being 3-0. I know we were 2-0 up today, but they were 3-0 up and they
15 minutes,
threw it away. So let's praise the boys because they did do well there. And I know I'm slagging off Christoph Zimmerman for today, but he has been excellent He's been excellent this season.
Right.
Danny Fox, that was funny.
Yeah, that was really funny. Don't like him.
So, 1 point from our last 2 home games, but we did win away at Blackburn. So 4 points so far. I think I said I would have taken 8 points from these 4 games. That target is now not going to happen, which is very sad. It's Brentford away up next. Now, we're moaning about lights. So let's hope, first of all, we just have some working floodlights.
Yeah,
that would be
nice.
good. What do we change? Because if we keep shipping this amount of goals, we're going to drop points on a regular basis. So do we sacrifice that fluidity going forwards for a bit of solidity at the back, or what do we do? Because we're just going to have the same injuries on New Year's Day. We're not going to have different players to work with. What do we do, Manson?
I think you put Hanley in first of all.
Okay. For who?
Christoph after today.
Okay.
Absolutely.
I think you have to.
Is that harsh to drop a player after one?
It is harsh, but well,
not really. He's unwell.
He
needs a rest. He's unwell.
It is the Christmas period, and there are a lot of games, but I do think that Hanley needs to come in for. Well, it's harsh on any player, really.
Absolutely.
With our current form, so Hanley has to come in. But whereas going forward in the midfield, I don't really know. I really don't know.
I definitely agree with Manson, with Hanley, 100%. I don't think it's harsh on Zimmerman. We're a squad, we're a team, we're together. It's nothing against Christoph. It's not to do with the fact that he made the individual mistake, really. It's actually to do with the fact that he's just clearly knackered. He's not 100%. He's not 100%, and he started today, and he did okay, considering. For me as well, I think I'm giving Todd a rest. I thought Todd was, again, a very good performance today. But I just think that he lacks that oomph that Hernandez had. Yeah, he looks tired. And actually, Steepman looks tired as well. So I think for me, I would like to see either Steepman or Cantwell switched. And I would like to see Hanley back in there to provide some solidity at the back.
And who do we bring in for a Cantwell or a Steepman?
Because I don't know. No idea. It's a tough one.
I think we put Rhodes in.
Yeah.
I honestly think that we put Rhodes in. I think he can play off. I think Timu Pukki can play off Rhodes brilliantly. We've not seen it enough this season. I'm excited to see it deployed against a team like Brentford. I think that they will give those two players the space that we need to go and execute those tactics 100%.
This is a big game coming up, isn't it, Brentford? Because you go there and whatever you say about Brentford, they are a fairly good side. They play some nice football. They've got the league's top goal scorer.
Yeah, fair point.
This and the situation we're in now, Manson, in 2 games without a win, you want to get the ball rolling again.
Exactly, and they've got nothing to lose, by the way.
Yeah,
they've got absolutely nothing to lose with us going there. Then they want to get the win, so it's an important. It is a big game, massive game. 3 points are needed. Anything less, well, I don't think it's really acceptable. But we need a reaction.
Have we got a season-defining run of games coming up now, Chris?
Yeah, I mean, we spoke about it offline about the fact that
offline. We do sometimes speak off camera. It's these. I know that we keep saying it's these next 3 games. It's these next 3 games, but seriously, guys, it is these next 3 games now. So who have we got? So we've got Brentford away. Yeah.
When is Leeds away? That's in early Jan.
We've got an FA Cup match after Brentford.
Yeah, but let's just put the cup to one side.
And then is it Brom?
Brom away.
Yeah.
Okay. And then we've got Ipswich early Feb, or is that late Jan? Early Feb.
That's early Feb, but you've got Leeds before that.
Yeah, exactly.
And Birmingham.
My thought process is, if we are still in the top 2 by the end of these next 3 games, we are in with a shout of automatics. It's a big shout, but I do genuinely believe that. But what I know already is we're still going to be in the playoff mix. We're not going to bottle it that much. We're excellent away from home. We're excellent. The pressure's off. We control the game, and we'll be fine away from home. It's just that home form. Teams know that if they just go for it early doors, put us on the back foot, rely on a mistake, win the corner, rely on a mistake, it'll happen all season.
And Manson, other teams around us are going to lose. Case
very
proved today. Leeds lose at home to Hull. No one expected that. West Brom draw away from home. This top 6 will continue to lose games. It's a funny old league, isn't it?
It's weird, yeah.
And although we're cut up at the moment, maybe it's not as bad as we really think.
I think, it's settling down off the game. I don't think it's really as bad as it could be.
It's only 1 game, isn't it?
It is one game, and others lost around us. Although we shouldn't really be concentrating on others around us, but it is such an unpredictable league. Like today proves with Hull beating Leeds, and Leeds were at home, weren't they?
Yeah,
and that just sums it up. This league is so weird. So there's plenty of ups and downs, wins and losses to come.
But isn't it so nice that it's only got to the point where we've lost our first game in God knows how many games that we've actually said that line of other teams will lose around us. We've been so focused on ourselves, and that's so healthy to take that full accountability. There's other teams in this league, for example, like Ipswich, where they're relying on teams around them losing to stand a chance of staying in the league. So Norwich aren't relying on that. We know that if we go out and attack games of football and try and win, let's forget about other teams. And it's the first time in a while that we've even had that thought process. So we're still in an extremely healthy place to be. I think if we lose to Brentford, I'm going to be a little bit like, oh God, okay, this is now a proper blip. But at the moment, it's a tiny, tiny speck on our very successful season so far.
And let's not forget, Manson, the last game I think we lost at home was that Stoke game when Tim Close... Yeah. And after that felt like a massive game. I can't remember who we played after that game, but it felt like a really big game, and we bounced back from that and put another run together. We are going to lose games, that game didn't feel like we should have lost. Today doesn't feel like we maybe should have lost. We move on. Joe Hinchliffe in our little TNC group chat is put, is it very fitting that our walkout music is All of the Lights? Really nice. Really nice. From Joe.
Like
Will Jennings put in our chat as well. I do agree with those expressing concern at the defence, but let's not forget we did also keep a clean sheet at Blackburn at this point last week.
Valid.
Are the defence as bad as we really made it?
Was that only last week?
Yeah.
Yeah, fair.
It was last Saturday, wasn't it?
It's just the festive period is mad, but it's mad for all of the teams. I mean, you look at the Premier League results, you look at the Championship results. There's some real weird results happening. Teams are tired. You'll get injuries. I know, but they're all excuses. Today, we didn't do the one simple thing, which is just clear the bloody ball. It's as simple as that. Very black and white. Just clear the ball.
Yeah. I think we'll finish there. We don't want to overdo this, and my throat is finally giving up. I think Matt's
I was going to say, you have to realise, for everyone watching and listening, that we are on the floor right now, so we are dragging this out, and now we're about to have an amazing curry to get us back in the room again.
Yeah. TNC podcast will commence as normal in the new year. Thank you for all of the support. This is the last podcast of 2018. It's been a good year. It's been a fun year. Thank you for all of your support. Yeah, big guests and some big guests lined up as well. Thank you for watching. Sorry this is a short one, but what can you do? We've just lost. See you later. Bye-bye.